Thank you, and I appreciate the opportunity to be with you today. In addition to serving as state representative for the 142nd District out of Bucks County, I am in my 27th year as a volunteer firefighter and 16th year as chief of the Langhorne Middletown Fire Department. I was serving in that capacity, which resulted in this. Now, I can tell you early on as a volunteer firefighter, I learned we should be really nice to EMS because we never know when we're going to end up in the back of your rig. So, but interestingly, my treating paramedic for this injury is Kevin Williams right here in the back, and he obviously took good care of me, so thank you, Kevin. You know, as we think about and reflect on the incident of 9/11 and the corresponding times afterwards, there's a lot of time for reflection. And one of the things that I've been thinking about is one of the things we say to one another when we part ways is stay safe. You hear that commonly between police, fire, and EMS. Well, our job inherently is not safe. Obviously, we don't want to put ourselves in harm's way unnecessarily, but the job by its nature is something that's very dangerous. And one thing that we're not providing enough attention to is our safety in another way, and that's the mental health aspects of our jobs. We see people at their worst of times, absolutely, and we're the ones that are there that are trying to make a difference, whether it's saving their life, or family member's life, protecting their property. There were 2 firefighter EMT suicides in Bucks County in a little over the last year. Firefighter Redner, and firefighter EMT Redner, and firefighter EMT Hopkins. George Redner's suicide was August 1st of last year. His parents are personal friends of mine. His dad's in the emergency services, his brother's in the emergency services, and I made a promise to them that we would figure out a way to make things different, that we would develop a support structure for those responders that are in need. We know that people we serve shoulder to shoulder with many times, some people can manage these situations and take care of themselves, but there's a lot of responders out there that's in need. And you know, we don't have a great system for where they can go to get the help that they need. We need to work on breaking the stigmas of it's okay to be upset or need a release after we see something very bad. So with that, some of the efforts we've put forth in Bucks County that I'm hoping can be a model that we can spread amongst the Commonwealth and this nation is we had a program that was conducted by retired Deputy Chief Yeager and his brother, retired Battalion Chief Yeager from the Philadelphia Fire Department, and it dealt with substance abuse within the emergency responders, but also the mental health components of it. We actually were able to tape that. It's currently in production, and we're going to actually ultimately have that up on my website, and I think it's worth the 2-hour watch. So we'll get the information out through your foundation and your association so you can spread that amongst your members, and they can take the time to watch that. Something else we're working on in Bucks County is a dedicated first responder helpline. There is currently training going underway by one of our social service agencies, and the person on the other end of that line is going to be a dispatcher, a firefighter, somebody in an EMS, somebody who's been in law enforcement, whether they're active duty or retired, and they're there to help you. They're there when you even have that down moment, and that down moment may not be because of something that happened in the street. That down moment may be you're having marital problems, you're having financial issues, whatever it may be. That stressor may not be tied to what we do, but because of what we do, there may be some underlying issues there. So we're working hard to develop that, because if we are not, as taking my first responder hat off and putting my state rep hat on, if we are not taking care of our first responders, if we're not taking care of the health and welfare of the men and women that suit up to keep our community safe, then we are failing as a Commonwealth. And the mental health aspects of this, the PTSD aspects of this are something that are being greatly overlooked. So one thing I'm going to ask of you is, if you have an idea on how we can help or develop these systems, please let me know. I want it to be a Big 10. I want to get as much feedback as possible so we can make this system the best it possibly can be. So we look forward to continue moving forward with this process. What I found since I started working on this is there's a lot of folks that are trying to work on this across the nation, Code Green and other folks, but it seems like we're all on the road, but we're on parallel roads, and we need to bring everybody together to develop the right system to take care of our responders. So thank you very much for what you do. I will say stay safe. And please keep doing what you're doing, because what makes our Commonwealth a great and vibrant Commonwealth are the people that put on the uniforms and keep the men and women of our community safe. So thank you very much.